Here's Bryce Henson and Jake Stewart, your host of the Fit Life Orange County.
Welcome back to the Fit Life Orange County podcast. I'm your host, Jake Stewart, and we have a special episode for you guys today because I'm alone in the studio. So we're doing a solo episode today, and I wanted to film this episode for a very specific reason. So being a fitness and fat loss coach for almost a decade now, I have heard almost every excuse in the book, or at least so I thought. I'm hearing a lot of excuses lately, this, that, and the other. So I reached out to you guys. I put the feelers out on Facebook, on Instagram, and asked, what is your excuses, or what are some of the excuses that you've used maybe now or in the past that have prevented you from either eating healthy, following a good nutrition plan, or coming to the gym? And I got an overwhelming response. So thank you guys so much for responding to those posts. And I really think that this episode is going to help a lot of you guys overcome those excuses, because with every excuse, there is a way to overcome it and find a solution to that excuse. Hopefully I'm going to be able to help you guys out throughout this episode. And the good news is these aren't just excuses thought up in my brain. These are all directly from you guys. So thank you guys so much for submitting. I really do appreciate it. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So I split these excuses into 4 different categories. So the category of excuses that pertain to time, the category of excuses that pertain to emotion, then we have physical excuses, and then we also have our financial excuses as well. So those are our 4 categories we're going to tackle today. We're going to start off with time. So one of the most prevalent excuses that I get as a fitness and fat loss coach is, Coach Jake, I just don't have the time to either eat healthy or come to the gym. To that I say, a good way to overcome that is, what's something that you're doing in your life that is pushing your health in a negative light that you're spending time on? Are you spending time 3-4 hours a day on your phone, on TikTok, on Instagram, on all those other social media sites? Can you maybe shift that a little bit and get 30 minutes to go work out, maybe an hour to go work out? Is it possible to use your time in a better way? Are you sitting at a restaurant for hours on end every Friday or every weekend? Could you maybe go for a little bit of a shorter dinner and get a walk in or get a run in or whatever it takes? It's just a matter of really looking at, how are you using your time, and really sitting down and doing a self audit. So that's what I like to call it. Is sit down, really just look at, map out, how am I using my time? You'll find that, oh my gosh, I'm on my phone for hours on end. I didn't think I thought maybe I was on my phone for just a couple of minutes here, a couple minutes there. But when you add it all together, that's a couple hours throughout the day. And it's truly just a waste of your time, and it's really not helping you live any happier or healthier life. It's just that small dopamine hit that you're getting from maybe checking your Instagram feed or checking whatever social media you guys are on. So that's definitely my first and foremost solution to that. Another excuse that I got in the comment section was, I work a lot of overtime. And that's probably true for a lot of Americans. I know my dad, for instance, so he works, he's a police officer. He's been a police officer for over 30 years, and he works a lot of overtime shifts too. I know it's really hard to say no to those overtime shifts, especially from a financial perspective. But what I'd say is, again, just use your time wisely. And hey, maybe on the days that you're working that 12-hour shift or 13-hour shift or whatever it is, maybe your workout or your exercise looks more just like, hey, I got on a light walk at lunch. Or hey, maybe, instead of sitting down and trying to nap or something during the middle of the day, I got up off the couch and I did a couple of push-ups here, I did a couple of sit-ups there. Doing those little things over and over and over again make an astronomical difference to your life. So really, again, just kind of self-audit yourself. And again, maybe your thing is, I work overtime, I'm at work a lot, and I don't have the ability to eat healthy. What if you packed your lunch instead of going out and getting that fast food? What if you packed something that was healthy, or maybe you picked a fast food option that has a healthy option? So again, just really sitting down and seeing, if you're unhappy with where you're at, try to find what's holding you back. So that's definitely my way to kind of overcome that one. And the next one that I got was, Coach Jake, I didn't sleep well, so it's really hard for me to get into the gym on the days that I don't sleep well. A good solution there is, there's no better source of energy than getting a good workout in. So whether that be a 30-minute circuit training here at boot camp, or whether that be just like a walk around the block, you're gonna feel better once you get it done. The worst thing you can do when you're tired and you're groggy is just continue to sit and be sedentary. That'll just make you more tired. That'll make you more groggy. If you reach for that, that can of soda or that sugary energy drink or whatever it is, you might gain a little bit of energy in the short term, but then an hour later, you're gonna be even more tired than you were to begin with. So what I would say there is just really work on, hey, even if you're tired, get it done anyway, and you're gonna thank yourself for it, because once you get that workout in, you get that walk in, or whatever it is, you're gonna feel better because of it. And the last one, in terms of the time-wise excuses, was it's hard to work out or eat healthy because it's a certain time of the year. So whether that be the holidays, maybe you struggle during the summertime or during the winter time, depending on where you guys live. If you're in a place where it snows and it's hard to stay healthy because it's so cold outside, I would just say get done what you can. Obviously, if it's snowing outside and it's negative 10 degrees and you have these crazy weather elements, yeah, probably not a great time to go outside for a run. But guess what you can do inside by your heater? You can do some dips on your couch. You can do some push-ups. You can get a treadmill. You can get something inside in a comfortable environment. And as it pertains to, I know a lot of people they say like, hey, Coach Jake, I have a really hard time during the holiday season. So whether that be Thanksgiving or Christmas, Hanukkah, any of those holidays kind of toward the end of the year when the weather's a little cooler, maybe it's raining outside, maybe it's snowing outside. Those are really the times when you really need to get it done, because guess what? When the holidays come, that means those bad diets are going to come out even more so. So when we have those big holiday meals and things like that, those should be one-off occurrences where we're having those big crazy meals with all this unhealthy, all the gravy and all the other add-ins. We want to make sure that we're eating right and sticking with the program before that comes around so that we can indulge on those holidays. And just because it's a certain time of the year doesn't mean you can slack off on your health and fitness. So again, if you're feeling unhealthy or unhappy with where you're at right now, again, just really self-audit and say like, oh, it's probably because I take the last 3 months of the year off from doing any sort of workouts or any sort of nutrition planning. Just try a little bit. Just try doing a little bit more and really see how you feel. And I'm going to guess that over the course of those 3 months where the holidays come into play, that you're going to be feeling better by the end of it, as long as you're sticking with your nutrition plan and you're sticking with getting your workouts in at least 3 a week. But I would say 4 or 5 is probably even better.
Coach Bryce here. Now, you might know me as the co-host of this podcast and the owner of Mission Viejo Fit Body. But what many people don't know is that began my fitness journey as a fitness transformation. Now, you see, circuit training and nutrition coaching absolutely changed my life after being overweight with a diet of mainly fast food in my late teens. Now, upon my fitness transformation in early 2007, yes, I gained a much better physique as I was overweight and I lacked lean muscle. But way more than burning fat and building lean muscle, I increased my self-confidence, my energy, and my vibrancy to live life on life's terms. Now, it's for these reasons that many people join our boot camp. Now, in fact, with our Ultimate Transformation Program, we guarantee, yes, guarantee, that you'll lose at least 10 pounds within 6 weeks, or your program is free until you do. Now, go ahead and visit our website at missionviejofitbody.com. Now, thanks, and back to the show.
The next category of excuses that we have are the ones that are tied to emotion, so things that are emotional. And these ones I can really resonate with, and I can tell you that a lot of people, especially here at boot camp, have felt in the past. As our client avatar is Mrs. Jones. She's a mom, she's in her 30s and 40s, she has kids, she's probably tried a big box gym before and has been judged or anything like that. So I think these ones are really going to resonate with a lot of people. The first one on the list is, hey, Coach Jake, I don't want to go out to the gym or work out because I'm really worried that I'll be judged. People will think that I'm fat. People will think that I'm out of shape. They'll be looking at me. They'll be laughing at me. And what I say to that, and the easiest way to overcome it, is find a situation or a place where you feel comfortable. So somewhere here like Fit Body Boot Camp, we have every single shape and size, from like 16-year-olds, like college athletes, all the way up to like 70, 80-year-olds and people that have worked out every day of their life and people that have never worked out a day in their life. Find a spot like Fit Body Boot Camp, whether it's Fit Body or not. Find a spot where you feel comfortable, and that might take some trial and error. And I know how hard it can be to go try something and not feel comfortable, but the worst thing you can do is try one thing and then just give up. That's the last thing that I want you to do, because if you give up, there's a less likely chance that you're ever going to make that correction later in life, because you're always going to go back to that one experience. So find something that resonates with you that you feel comfortable in. So whether that be a big box gym and you like lifting weights and going crazy, or whether you come to boot camp and you're around like-minded people that all feel the same way and it's a judgment-free zone, that's what you need to look for. The second one is, Coach Jake, I had an argument at home today, whether it was with my spouse or with my siblings or with my parents, whatever it is. And I just really, I'm so amped up and I just don't feel like I need to work out. And what I say to that as a good solution is that, most of the time, whenever you get heated or whenever you get into an argument or any sort of emotion, a good workout can really just change your perspective. So, hey, maybe you're angry because of X, Y, and Z. Come in and get a workout in regardless. So whether you do it angry, you do it sad, you do it mad, whatever it is, get that workout in. And I'm gonna guarantee you're gonna feel better afterwards. So that anger might still be there, but you're not gonna be as heated, you're not gonna be going as crazy as you were when you first came in. So I would always say like one of the best stress relievers that I've ever found personally is getting a good workout in and making sure that you have a healthy meal to boot. Because if you're angry and every time that you're angry, maybe you fall back into some bad eating habits, that's just gonna set you off an even a worse course. And eating so unhealthy, every time that you feel any emotion, I mean, shoot, we're humans. We all feel emotions every single day. So we wanna make sure that we are sticking to that health plan regardless of how we're feeling, if we're feeling mad, angry, or upset. The next one is this one I feel like a lot of people can resonate with is, hey, Coach Jake, I can't be social and eat healthy. You know, every time my friends wanna go out to the bar or they wanna go out to the restaurant, I feel like I'm just out of place if I order a salad or if I just order the chicken breast instead of ordering, you know, the large pizza with the wings and the beer and a wine and whatever else is your vice. To that I say, like, your true friends are gonna support you regardless of what your goals are. So you don't need to sit there and be like, oh, I need to get chicken and rice every single time. But your true friends are gonna support you if you made the decision to eat healthy. And if they're not supporting you, shoot, maybe they're not your true friends, and maybe those aren't the people you should be social with. So there is a possibility of going out and being social, especially in today's age. Almost every restaurant now has a healthy option. Just choose that option. It's all good. And then, hey, maybe you choosing that healthy option will get friend number 1 to choose that healthy option. And then maybe, hey, friend number 2 is like, oh, that salad looked pretty good. Maybe I'll try that. And guess what? Now you've just influenced your friend group, and everybody's gonna be on the same path. Everyone's gonna be happier and healthier because of it. So don't think you can't be social and be healthy at the same time. The last one for our emotional excuses was, Jake, you know, I'm too far gone. You know, I'm too fat. I don't have the confidence. I don't think that I can do it. And to that I say, everybody can do it. So no matter where you're at, so whether you're 500 pounds or you're 100 pounds or you're 80 pounds, regardless, everybody can do it. It's never too late. There's never too little too late. I don't believe in that excuse. So the best thing you can do is just get started. And again, try to find somewhere where you feel comfortable. So like I said, maybe you don't feel comfortable at a big box gym. Maybe you do. Find the place that you can feel the most comfortable, where you're around like-minded people that feel the same way you do, and you can kind of bounce off of them. You can find motivation through them. So just know that it's never too late. You can never be too far gone. You can always make a change regardless. So I truly mean that in my heart of hearts. And I've seen it here at boot camp. I've seen awesome stories where people have lost 100+ pounds, and they came into me telling me, like, you know, I only came because my husband told me I had to go to the gym. I didn't even want to be here because I'm just so big and I can never make the change. And then 100 pounds later, they're the happiest, the healthiest, and the most fun and energetic people I've ever met. So just know that you can never be too far gone, and there's always time to change. The next category is going to be the physical excuses. So the first one is, you know, Coach Jake, you can pretty much interchange this with anything. My knees hurt or get sore every time I work out. To that I say, your knees are probably gonna get worse if you don't work out. So by packing on those extra pounds, that's only gonna be more pressure on those knees, which is gonna cause your knees to hurt even more, which is gonna require you to get some sort of knee braces or some sort of anything else. The best thing you can do is get your body moving and get yourself working out. Somewhere here like boot camp, we provide so many modifications and so many adjustments that if you come in with any amount of injuries or any amount of medical conditions, we can work around that. So just because you have hurt knees, yeah, I probably wouldn't program jumping into your routine. But guess what? We can still work those leg muscles without you jumping. And we can still work on things that don't impact your knees as much. And once we get stronger, hey, maybe we can get to jumping once those knees start to feel less burden because you've dropped weight. So just know that just because you have an injury doesn't mean you're incapable of working out. You are capable of working out, and you should be working out. The second one is like, hey, Coach Jake, I'm recovering from a surgery. The doctor said I should be laid up for 8 weeks or plus, whatever it may be, depending on the severity of the surgery. To that, I would say this is an awesome opportunity for you to use the time that you're usually spending working out or doing other activities to really plan down your nutrition and get your nutrition dialed in. So use your time wisely. So yeah, even if the doctor prescribes and says, you know, Jake, you shouldn't work out, you just had major back surgery, you shouldn't be working out for the next 6 to 8 weeks, however long that may be. You need to be kind of on bed rest, barely moving around, just some light walking around the house is the only thing you can do. Awesome, well guess what? I'm gonna spend that time learning as much as I can about nutrition. I'm gonna spend that time planning out my nutrition. I'm gonna spend my time building healthy habits so that when I get back to the point when I can work out and I can exercise, I'm gonna be a step ahead because now I'm already eating right. Now, if I start working out, my results are gonna go through the roof and they're gonna be super awesome. And then the final one, again, with physical excuses is like, hey, Coach Jake, a lot of the females requested this one. It's that time of the month. And it's really hard. My emotions are all over the place. I got cramps, I got this, I got that. And then I say, it's okay. That's only 1 week out of the month. If you skipped those workouts for 1 week out of the month, that's not gonna make a huge difference in your body composition. But the same thing I would go for if you had an injury. Hey, during that week, those 30 minutes a day that you would usually spend coming to boot camp or coming to work out, why don't you spend that on planning out some nutrition, maybe watching podcasts on nutrition, maybe learning a little bit more, maybe spending that time reading a book, maybe spending that time elsewhere that can promote healthy lifestyle and other aspects. So it doesn't just have to be the workout. So yeah, I know every day we're not able to work out 365 days a year. I totally know that. I know that there's no way for me to even do that. So just know that, hey, if you need to skip a day or two, why not use that time that you were already going to use to work out or exercise and use it wisely in another direction. So that's definitely my way to overcome that one. And the final category, and this one definitely was requested some of the most, is going to be the financial aspect of being healthy. And so, the first one is always, hey, Coach Jake, it's too expensive to eat healthy. It's too expensive to have a gym membership. I've got kids, I've got a family. I've worked 2 jobs. I do all this stuff to just provide and just get by and pay the bills. And to my response to that is going to be a little tough for everybody to hear, but it's expensive to go to the gym and to work out. It's expensive to eat healthy, but it's even more expensive not to. By living that unhealthy lifestyle, maybe it's not expensive this year, but over time, if it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, just in medical bills alone, you're going to be drowning. And that's just not what we want, and that's not what we want to see. By making small little changes and small investments now, they will pay off leaps and bounds as you age. And so maybe some of you guys are watching this episode and you're thinking to myself, Coach Jake, I'm 25 years old. It doesn't matter. I don't even go to the doctor. I don't really pay anything in medical costs. So how can you say that the medical cost burden will be more for me? Well, the truth is 21% of average medical care costs are attributed to being overweight. And eventually, maybe it's not this year, maybe it's not next year, but if it keeps getting out of hand, you're gonna have to also be paying into those costs. So you will be paying, whether it be for prescription pills or surgeries, rehabilitations, things of that nature. It's gonna cost more in the long run than it does to just choose that healthy food option instead of the fast food, cheaper option. It's gonna pay off more to spend that money on a gym membership rather than spend even more on pills and surgeries and other things in the future. So I hope you guys got a lot of value from this episode. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please send this to somebody else. So maybe there's somebody in your life that you've been trying to really get into the health and fitness space, and they just don't know where to start. Maybe they have a lot of these excuses. Send them this video. Please share, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.